Hello, 10 million views. How about that? This is quite the milestone. I just want to talk to you. Hi, it's me. I'm Tyler. I have been on this channel for a bit. That's silly. Okay. Hi. It's me. Hi. Hello. Hi. 10 million views. Hi. 10 million views. I've talked about how this channel began multiple times. This channel through the Grammy stuff and other kind of promotional materials. So I don't think I need to say that again. But it's exciting to know we've hit this milestone. It's huge. But with this milestone, I want to include how I'm doing now and what the life update is. All right, the channel was invented at the birth of my daughter, and now that she's in kindergarten and life is kind of happening, there's a shift in energy. Right, the channel was everything for like the last 2 years, from about early COVID to the end of last year. This channel was everything. I thought this was like basically equivalent to my day job. Where I took it so serious. I would go to work, I'd get done at school, and then I would go teach in private lessons. I'd come home and I would make a video for the rest of the night. And a lot of times I kind of try to do a video a night. And I would miss dinner. I would miss sitting at the table. I would miss watching the movie together. I'd miss the TV show. And then I would even miss putting my daughter to bed. And it's like a classic movie almost, when you kind of see like the rise and fall of like, it starts with the best intentions and then then not bad intentions, but I lose sight of what's important. All right. What was important at the beginning was that my sub has really great sub plans. And then eventually what became important was the world needs a video a day almost, right? I was doing like 4 a week. And yeah, after a certain point, I realized that this is burnout culture to the max. This is what's about to happen. This can only go so fast, this long, for a short amount of time, because I can't maintain this pace. So over the summer, I told myself, make a bunch of videos. Make a video a day, and then you'll just have something to roll out every week, and you won't have to make videos anymore. And as soon as I got a taste of not living in this room, a computer room, I was like, whoa, this is what life is like outside of the room. This is what the living room looks like. This is what the kitchen looks like. And I kind of fell back in love with that. So I haven't made a lot of videos recently, and it's just, it's honest. It's true to me that I cannot find a reason to make 20 more Boomwhacker videos where I'm using other people's copyrighted material to make a visual that of course you'll love to use. But on the other hand, the reward or the return is difficult. That's something that we don't talk about a lot. I think it's kind of, it's not classy to talk about the return that we get. Money is a sticky thing, but I think at some point that somebody wouldn't do this for this long if there wasn't money involved. Then the other hand of that would be, if someone were to stop, it's probably because the money isn't right. It's not the correct amount of income for the amount of work that's being put in. So yeah, I think I'll probably leave it at that. Anyway, this week on Monday, our school district had a professional development day for music teachers, which is awesome. We haven't had one of those in 8 years. It's a whole nother conversation to have. But the point of that is I got to sign up for 2 sessions, and I taught one about ukulele playing and another one was about creating visuals. So very much like a precursor to, if you want to make a YouTube channel, we have to understand the why. And it was a really fun topic for me because there's some things I philosophically believe in hardcore of like, why do we do visuals? Some friends will say we do visuals, because it's an easy, fun ploy and you press play and the kids do it. And I really have strong beliefs behind the why, which is why I love talking about it. But I had a sidebar at one point, and I explained why I stopped making videos. And I basically said, like, I was missing my family. I was doing this crazy schedule where I went to school all day, then I taught private lessons in person after school, and then I went from private lessons to this room. And I stayed in this room until I could not keep my eyes open. But that was how I was doing it. And people would comment like, I don't know how you do this. And like, I'm like, well, the truth is dirty. The truth is ugly. I'm ignoring all other demands of my life and making these videos. And so I remember when COVID was at its peak, there was lots of content creators just popping up. And it was awesome because that was my dream. My dream world is that there'd be a lot of people sharing their creations and we all benefit from it, right? The students win when we all share our best lesson. If you sent me your best Thanksgiving lesson and I send you my best circle game and somebody else sends, we would all have these amazing lessons, and the students would be the winners at the end of the day because I could teach at the quality of maybe someone higher than me, and I could rise to their level with their lesson. And I think that would help out. And I kind of have this ideal world situation in my head, and we're getting there. And then the problem is what fell apart is that these people who put the weight on their shoulders, it was too much. To be a great teacher and a great content creator and a family member to anybody, it's a lot. It's a lot of combination. It's too much of a combination of things. And so I would watch them kind of drop out and think like, this is terrible. This is toxic. But I would think, quitter. How dare you? People need you. People need this. And that's what drove me. Having that energy is what drove me to go for another year or two past COVID and just keep on creating. And then eventually it wore off. The toxicity could only go so far, where I was like, I don't want to go in that computer room. I purposefully replaced my computer chair with a fairly uncomfortable computer chair because I was so comfortable I would spend 4 to 5 hours straight in here with the door shut and just grinding away. And I intentionally, unintentionally, I think intentionally, when I bought a chair, I purposely bought one that just didn't advertise, padding or comfort, anything like that, because I just wanted to incentivize, like, work is until your butt does not want to sit in that chair anymore, all right? And either learn how to work faster or work less because your butt's going to be sore. And sure enough, it is. That sounds so ridiculous. But anyway, the reason I made this video, 10 million views, is such a colossal landmark that I never anticipated. I was excited. I see myself in my first classroom ever, and I went to my YouTube analytics and I saw that a video had 100 views, and I lost my mind. The idea that I could affect 100 classrooms was huge. I think every teacher would aspire to do that, to say, okay, we're all trying to impact our own classroom, right? Then, like, imagine the joy of if you went to a clinic and you shared some knowledge and another teacher goes, my students love that idea. That's an amazing feeling, okay? So then multiply that, right? You kind of see these views as kind of a agreement or a confidence in you. I watched the whole thing. We have analytics that show us when people stop watching, and that's always a great thing to see. But the point is that it was exciting that I had an effect on 100 different classrooms, and each of those classrooms had 20 kids. Well, I might have had an effect on 2,000 kids. That's crazy. Of course, it doesn't really work like that, but it grew from there. And the first video had 1,000 views. And I go, whoa, like, this is so funny, but like, are there 1,000 music classrooms in the United States? Silly things like that. Of course there are. And then more importantly, the globe, right? We need to think bigger than that. And so anyway, it was a 2-year battle of no reward beyond just feeling grateful, beyond that excitement, beyond that, like, I feel like I'm helping someone for 2 years until we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. And that's when it was finally like, okay, you can finally put advertisements in your videos, which is exciting. And that's part of the journey of being a content creator, is that your work is reflected as being valuable and can be leveraged against advertisements for money, right? And it's kind of part of it. I think there's a luxury of, like, we content create because we want to not have jobs. No, the opposite. I want to content create because it probably pays better than being a teacher eventually. But anyway, it still doesn't. So it just kind of became tough of, like, if I'm going to put the same amount of hours into teaching and the same amount of hours into content creating, there needs to be equal compensation, which has not happened. And part of that is just because popular songs you can't make money off of them because they go to the content owner, right? The copyright owner is the one who receives the money for that stuff. So it wasn't a great business model up front, but back to my point of burnout and content creators, I see the people who have lasted this long and they've ventured out. They do a lot of things, right? They don't just have a video, but they have a class or they have a clothing line. And then they have Instagram and TikTok and Facebook Reels, and they sell you things. And then all of a sudden that person that was making you things, all of a sudden saying, you should buy this thing. And I've dabbled in that, and I have I don't like the feeling of, like, I need to convince you of anything. I've loved the idea that anyone who's watching my stuff has made their own decision to watch my stuff. I've given you nothing in return besides the ability to watch my stuff. And that's been the joy for me, is that you have the ability to, you can watch it if you want to, and there's absolutely no reason to watch it if you don't want to, despite some of the comments I get from children on my YouTube channel. They are forced, I guess so. It's a hard life. So anyway, if there's anything I want to say, thank you so much. 10 million views is huge. To be honest, right now I have 9,975,000 and change. And if the trend is correct, I'll get about 25,000 views tomorrow, which will be 1 million. And so on Friday, October 13th, Friday the 13th, it might be 10 million views. It's crazy. It's crazy to think about. It was 5 years and 8 months ago that I was like, I need my first video. And it's been a long journey. It's incredible. But I need to either find a way to change my strategy or to make it more beneficial to me. Something. We'll figure that out in the long run. But what I love right now is to be in circles, right? To making this kind of content has put me in circles where other content creators we just know how to talk to each other, right? I got to speak with Mr. Henry and to just even talk about the woes of like, you got to make this song. You got to make the visual. Okay, now you got to make the thing go across the screen at the perfect time. And just to have that laugh with somebody of like, you know exactly what I'm going through when I'm locked in this room alone for hours. And you don't feel so alone when you talk to these other creators. So it's been a phenomenal circle to be in, and I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, we're going to keep going. I just don't know how we're going to evolve. I would love to evolve, right? Not like Oppenheimer style of regret, but I don't want the world to become just kind of boomwhacker floor hitters. It needs to stay like a minor reward. And that'd be funny. Like in 10 years from now, you're like, you created a monster. Everyone just plays boomwhackers all day. That'd be hilarious. Or it won't. I don't know. But thank you. I'm incredibly grateful. I'm incredibly grateful for the time that I've had to be in front of you and your choice to watch my content. It's meant the world to me. Though more recently, I'm not making the content as fast as I used to. I'm really looking for that next meaningful thing. This felt meaningful, to say hi and say hello. But yeah, I don't know what the next meaningful thing will be, but it's not going to be a facade. It's not going to be another handout. The next thing that gets posted, it means something to me, and I think it'll mean something to you. And just give me some time to figure out what that is, because we're gonna evolve as everything does, right? Everything do. All right, I'll see you in the next video.